Thank you very much, Mr. Ramadorai, and I'm pleased to present the next speaker, Arik Mimran, who is the Vice President of Qualcomm Israel Ltd. Arik is a VP Engineering of Qualcomm, serves as a General Manager of the R&D Center in Haifa, Israel. He has more than 17 years of experience of managing engineering projects. He began his career in Elbit Systems, where he was a part of aircraft's upgrade division. Shortly after he joined Qualcomm Haifa, Mimran was also leading various hardware projects in communication systems, such as the Ingeo project of tracking devices systems. After 11 years, he moved to Mellanox, where he served as an architect. Then he moved to Marvell as an engineering project manager, working closely with engineering, operation, and marketing leaders. 5 years later, he returned to Qualcomm Israel, and nowadays he serves as general manager of the Haifa and Hod HaSharon sites. Please, Mr. Mimran.
You want to? Okay, now it's working. So thanks, Nir. So I'm going to talk, obviously, on IoE security, but before I start, I must warn you, you'll find some similarities with the concept that were presented by Muli earlier, and that's not surprise, right? When two large companies think on new concepts and new problems, then, some of the concepts are similar. But I will try to bring some new concepts coming from the mobile communication angle of things. So
the internet connected us. Wireless and mobile freed us. Now, the next paradigm shift is here. It's called the Internet of Everything, and everyday life will never be the same, changing the way we live, work, do business, and experience the world. And Qualcomm is helping to create its fabric for you.
So the next internet paradigm is here and is happening. In the first generation of the internet, we've been consuming data from the internet, reading emails, browsing the internet, reading news. The second generation of the internet brought the sharing. We started sharing, and not only one or two people, many people like or read what we write. The third generation of the internet, devices will speak with each other. This is the IoE that, in my mind, will change the way we live our life. Several numbers have been thrown here regarding this year, 2020. Personally, I want to live at least until 2020 to see what are the real numbers that we will see there. But either way, even 25 billion connected devices is an amazing number. It's 3 times the population on Earth at this year. So to me, it represents the biggest opportunity ever in the internet. The way we will see this realized is in three different spheres. First comes the body, and we already see this. We have those biometric indicators, we have glasses, heartbeat, pulses, steps, all this surrounding our body. Then next, we have the home sphere, where we will have our home managed and in a more efficient way, right? Like we saw in the movie, this lady comes out of her house, the alarm is set automatically, and she's good to go. Then the next larger sphere is the cities, where we will be able to manage our cities in a way that will make our life much more efficient, right? You saw the car, you're approaching a busy city, you're looking for a spot, you get an indication for a parking spot, and it's reserved for you. You go there, you park. There are some studies that show that even up to 30% of driving time within busy cities is spent on finding parking spots. So let's talk a little bit about the home environment. So today we have few devices. Each and every one of us has few devices in their home. Could be gaming, obviously laptops, computers, smartphones. With Internet of Everything, we'll have a mix of all those smart devices and also simple devices, right? We'll have now refrigerators, microwaves communicating with each other. Now, look at this light bulb, for example. Think on a case where this light bulb starts flashing when, for example, your kids forgot the refrigerator open, okay? Or your refrigerator would order for you milk just when you're about to run out of it. Your washing machine will send you a text when it's done with the laundry. So today we see more and more, most of the companies concentrate on the cloud side of security. Okay, we heard today many concepts on increasing the security in the cloud, fragmenting it, dividing it, being agile. We now need to have a complementary shift to the edge, from the cloud to the edge. What is this edge? The edge is our gateway at our home, our devices, whether they are sophisticated or simple. This gateway at our home stores our identity, runs services for us that we have purchased, like in the example before, that it could order for us foods, and a mixture of less sophisticated devices. So let's take a closer look at this light bulb. We see this light bulb, we like the concept, it brings many nice features, it also saves some power. We want to have it. So we go to the nearest tech store or to the internet and order our light bulb. We get home and then we plug it in to our home network. Now imagine that this light bulb has a virus that some attacker or some hacker put into it after it left the factory. So this virus now starts penetrating other devices, and now our laptop, our TV, and our washing machine become agents of this virus and start transmitting data outside of our network. Now, our network today includes practically our digital identity, right? We have our passwords stored there. We have all our personal information, right, that we want to use when we purchase things, when we go to have some health care. We have our financial reports there. Everything is digital and it's stored there. So when it comes to addressing the challenge, to me it's no longer if we have a problem, but it is when and how the security will need to take place. Now, with greater intelligence in our network, we can take advantage of them, right? Just like we have big machine and large machine in the network and in the cloud, we now have more and more sophisticated machines also in our house. So let's take advantage of that. Now, the first element of security is the authentication. This is where the things need to be authenticated before they are joined into the network. It's to make sure that they haven't been changed since they left the factory, that the user is the very same user that we think should be, that there's no a middleman in between the thing and our gateway. So this is where authentication comes into play. Then there's the detection. With those less sophisticated things, we practically don't have options like we have in our smartphones to run antivirus that would detect specific signatures of viruses. So in this case, what we would need to do is to have in our gateways some sophisticated software and algorithms that will be able to detect behavior of those viruses. So once we detect a virus, a thing with a virus that is attacking us, then now we need to contain the threat. By containing, we mean that we can either disconnect the device or even reprogram it. In fact, just recently we have announced at Qualcomm the release of the safe switch, which in the mobile world gives the mechanism to users if their mobile was stolen or somehow got lost, then a user can remotely lock it. Okay, that's the safe switch. I don't know how many of you are aware, but in California and more states in the United States, there are rules starting mid next year that actually require that new devices that are launched will have this safe switch. So Qualcomm now just announced a solution that allows that. And in the future, we need to take such solutions also to the things, to the more simple things. Now, when it comes to mobile security, we have it comprises of two elements: security hardware and security software. At the hardware, those are the mechanisms like encryption, very low level, obviously, that would protect our mobile phone, and the software would be the upper layers. Now, when we combine those in a mobile phone, in a smartphone, then we can imagine how it's done. When we need to take this to things that are more simpler, then we need to do things to simplify those solutions. And that's a challenge. For this to happen, we need to take a holistic approach, okay? To be able to cover the solution from the clients to the cloud. At the clients, we mentioned the need to have authentication at very low levels, and then gateways at our home will be able to complement all the parts, for example, as antivirus and detect behavior that, or things rather, that are misbehaving. And then the cloud, we would need sophisticated algorithms to make sure that nothing escapes from our home to the network. So our call today is for everyone to wake up. I mean, Internet of Everything is happening, and security is now only catching up. For this to happen, we need to build a common language. Okay, that's the standardization. This common language will allow all the partners in this holistic approach to cooperate in a way that will make things work. Okay, and in fact, Qualcomm just announced that we have joined the FIDO organization, which is an organization that standardizes authentication at the biometric. Now, we need to take this kind of standards to the entire IOE. We need to work together to build solutions that enable smaller devices. That's a big challenge. Everyone is used to sophisticated computing engines, increasing quad-core, octal-core. What happens when we have a very simple and cheap light bulb, right? How do we protect the network? How do we protect ourselves in such an environment? And then we need more and more sophisticated detection algorithms to allow that. So just before we wrap up, I just want to invite you all to join us to this journey. It's a challenging one. We do have the foundation at Qualcomm coming from the mobile world, and now we need to take it one step further. Just before I wrap up, let me show you just one more short movie about security in general in mobile, how Qualcomm sees this. If we can make it work. Thank you. And I'm inviting everyone to our booth here with in which we demonstrate the new safe switch. Thanks.